screen. Go live. Yeah, now it is live. You
Yeah.
can go. Start.
Yes. Good evening, everyone. We begin today's program by expressing our heartfelt gratitude to Almighty for blessing us with opportunity to come together for learning, reflection, and professional growth. We are thankful for the guidance and the strength that have made this faculty development program possible. A warm welcome to one and all present here. I am Ms. Alisha Zazi Fatima, Assistant Professor, and I'll be your host for today. To formally welcome you all, I request Ms. Anubala Suresh, Head Department of Information System Management, to deliver a welcome address.
Good evening to all. First of all, we are very sorry to start the session a little bit delayed today due to technical reasons. So without further ado, let's go to the session. Very warm good evening to one and all. The Department of BCom ISM Information System Management is highly privileged to organize this 5-day international faculty development program that is on idea to impact an FTP, especially for research proposal and how to acquire grants, research grants, with esteemed guest speakers from various national and international colleges and institutions. I, Ms. Anubala, deem it a great honor to present the welcome address and welcome each one of you with open arms and hearts. I take this opportunity to welcome the pillars of our support, our college, our directors, Shri K.B.K. Rajmohan sir, Shri K.B. Arun, Shri K.B. Krishnanand sir, and our principal ma'am, Dr. Anita Rajendran. I extend our warmest greetings and heartfelt welcome to our resource person, Dr. Rama Shanker, from the Department of Statistics, Assam University, Silchar, Assam. I also extend a very special welcome to all the faculty members from various departments and various colleges. We are glad that you all have gathered here on this special occasion, and we hope you will find this FTP to be very resourceful and engaging too. Okay, thank you. Over to you, Alsha.
Thank you, ma'am, for your kind and warm words. Today's FTP is thoughtfully designed to provide meaningful insights and practical perspectives that will benefit the participants, hopefully. Today we have our esteemed chief guest, Dr. Rama Shankar. Dr. Rama Shankar has completed his bachelor's, master's, and PhD in statistics from Department of Statistics, Patna University, Patna, India. He obtained his PhD degree on the topic on generalized logarithmic series distribution and their applications in 2003. He has worked as an assistant professor of statistics at College of Business and Economics, Eritrea, from April 2006 to April 2012 as an associate professor at the College of Science, Eritrea Institute of Technology, Eritrea, from October 12 to July 2014. And he has also worked as a professor and head of the Department of Statistics from August to July. He was founding editor in chief of the Eritrean Journal of Science and Engineering, a biannual journal published from Eritrea Institute of Technology. On 31st October, he joined as an associate professor of statistics, Department of Statistics, Assam University. From May, he is working as a professor of statistics in Department of Statistics, Assam University, Silchar. He has authored one standard textbook titled Introduction to Calculus for Business Economics, published from GRD Parakshan, New Delhi. His research interests include distribution theory, modeling of lifetime data, statistical interference, linear programming problem, transportation, and system problems. He has 232 research papers published in national and international journals of statistics, biostatistics, mathematics, and operation researches. Four students have been awarded PhD degree under his supervision, and five students are working under his supervision for the PhD degrees. He has been working as associate editor and editorial board members of several international journals. He has delivered invited talks in different national and international conferences. We are delighted to have you today, sir. Now I request our resource person, Dr. Rama Shankar, to take over the session. Over to you, sir. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. In fact, I am really grateful to the management directors, the head of the departments, the deans, the faculties of the college, the research scholars, students, and other participants who are here. Thanks for the nice introduction. So, without wasting the time, let me start the topic that is from idea to impact. The title of my talk is From Idea to Impact: Art of Research Proposal or Synopsis. In fact, here my brief emphasis is on how to create the idea, and then from idea, how we can go for its impact. And from idea to impact is nothing but this is the way that you will go for the preparation of your synopsis for your PhD program or any research program, or you can, in another words, you can say that you will go for the research proposal. Now the question is how we can generate ideas. Ideas will come from the questions that you have in your mind, in your respective field of interest. So the most important point in writing research proposal or the synopsis is the idea. And to generate ideas, you have to go for the problems that you are observing in the society or your respective field of knowledge or the interest. And once you get the problem, then you go for the detailed literature review that what have been done, what is happening, what is going on in that field, and then what could be done. So I will give you the brief introduction and certainly you will get some insights. So please go to the next slide. So here the components of the synopsis or the research proposal. The first is title. So title means that you have to give a brief title that what you are going to do and what is important and above all why you are going to do. So title should be short, precise, concise and meaningful. And once you decide about the title, you have to go for the introduction, a statement of the problem, then literature review, research gap, objectives, research problem or the hypothesis. Generally in the social sciences like commerce, economics, sociology, psychology, we have the hypothesis to be tested. Hypothesis is nothing but the statement of the problem. Then we will go for the methodology. Then you will go for the tentative chapterization if it is related with your PhD thesis. But if it is with your research proposal, then you have to go with the breakup of your budgets, and then references. Okay, these are the structure that we are following in the research proposal or in the synopsis. Please go for the next slide. So see here I have mentioned about the title. The title of the research proposal or synopsis must consider the following points. It is precise and accurate, unambiguous, means there should not be any doubt, or it should not give the vague meaning. Avoid extremely long titles. Let me briefly explain here that according to my experience in teaching and doing research and association with different research groups and faculties in India and abroad, and after evaluating so many theses and some research papers, I have observed that nowadays to just get the paper to be published, people are sometimes giving the vague title, or the title is too long. That should not be there. Should be as much as possible and small, concise, and very clear. Okay, that we must follow so that it should give a proper meaning. Next slide, please. Now, background of the study or the introduction. So, once you decide about your field of interest or the area, then definitely you will go for the background of the study, because there are a lot of works are have been done and going on. So, what you will do, you will go for like a research proposal, or the you can say that the synopsis. So research proposal is a document that provides a detailed description of the intended program. See the word intended program, that is what you are thinking to do. It is like an outline of the entire research process that gives a reader a summary of the information discussed in the project, justify the choice of the topic, and the objective in writing a proposal is to describe what you will do, why you are going to do, and what will be the outcome. Let me emphasize here, there are three important points in writing research proposal or the synopsis. Number one is that what you are going to do. Next is why you are doing that. And the third is what outcome you are expecting. Let me go into the detail. Here is that nowadays, after discussing with the research scholars and faculties, I have come to the conclusion that most of the people, they are not aware that why they are doing that. So what you are doing, why, and what will be the outcome. So this why is very, very important, and why has a root in research or writing a proposal, because it is the why which will give you the passion, the determination, the direction, the perseverance, the continuity, the interest, that all are centered around this word why. For example, you might have also seen that while doing the research, if you go to the supervisor or writing a proposal, if someone is asking you that why you are interested in this topic, if you have a valid justification or the reason that yes, I am interested in this area due to this reason, then definitely that will give you a valid passion from inside, and you will do. So this why is very important between what and the outcome. So please keep in mind that whenever you are writing a research proposal, then this why must be clear. If your why is not clear, then definitely you will not get the more interest, and with the passage of time, you may not come out with a valid outcome. So why is very, very important. For example, let me give you one example. Whenever I am going to the class and I'm asking my students that after doing your master's program or doing your PhD, what you are going to do? Or let me break it that why you are doing your master's program. Then majority of the students, they have the problem in answering this question. So if you don't have the why of what you are doing, then definitely there is a problem. So that must be clear. Please, next slide. Here I have given a diagrammatic presentation of different types of research. One is the theoretical research. Of course, that we are doing in statistics, pure statistics or mathematics or some variety. Whatever the theory has been given till now, if that theory is not sufficient to explain the real situation or to identify the real cause of something, then we have to go for the development of some theoretical research. Of course, that is not very easy. That is very, very difficult one. But sometime while doing the literature review, even sometime in the social science, people are identifying that the existing theories are not working, so we have to go for the new theory. So that we call it the theoretical research. Next is applied research. Nowadays, that is very popular, and most of the social sciences and medical sciences, even history, are working on the applied research. Applied means that whatever the existing theory is there can be used to explain the situation that what is happening, or with that can be find out the problem that is identified in the research. So that is no come that will come under the applied research. Like see in commerce, in business and economics, we have a lot of data. Then, according to the pattern of the data or the nature of the data, according to the objectives and the result that we are expecting, we can identify some techniques and we can directly use it through the software and get the result. That will come under the applied research. Next, we will divide it into quantitative and qualitative. Quantitative means that data-driven research. That is, you have the data, either the secondary data or you are going to collect the primary data. Of course, the primary data is very important and most useful because the whole responsibility of the data is on you. But in secondary data, you are not responsible for the trueness of the data. Somebody have collected and you are using that data. On the basis of that data, you are going to base your research. But most importantly, let me emphasize that nowadays, a majority of the people are working on this quantitative data because that is very easy to handle. There are lots of software. But why I always feel that qualitative research is as important as the quantitative research. For example, nowadays the bank performance or the in economic policy, so many things are there. People are working. Every day, new research are coming in the field of banking sector, in economics, sociology, psychology. But my question to all of you that are we reducing the problems or the problems are keep on increasing? Here I would like to emphasize that according to my experience, although new research are coming to solve the problems in the respective field using the quantitative research, but day by day the problems are increasing. We are not able to solve the problems clearly, and the obvious reason lies in the fact that the lack of qualitative aspects. So we cannot ignore the qualitative aspect of research. So please remember that whenever you are doing the quantitative research, at least go for some touch of qualitative research. The reason for this qualitative research is that it is the we human beings who are responsible for identifying the problem, finding the solutions, and then it is we who have to use it. And you know that the implementation or use is the real problem. Most of the times, what is happening that we are trying to use the theory aspiringly in such a way that it should give the output what I am intended to. So to avoid that one, we have to go for the qualitative research. Qualitative research means you have to see that how the person is responsible or whether the person who are responsible for using that one is using it correctly. Here correctly means that there are two things. I always used to tell to my research scholars in the class and the colleagues that there are two aspects: the beautiful mind and the beautiful heart. If you are very intelligent, or you can say that you have a very sharp brain, if you have a beautiful mind, then of course you can understand the theory well, you can use it, but there is a high probability that you will use the theory or do the research to solve the problem as you wish to be, not as it should be. But I am emphasizing that the beautiful heart means that you will feel it, what is its impact. So the moment you have the idea to have its impact in a proper way for the benefit of the society or the nation, you should be a person of beautiful heart. So my famous quote that I always used to say that a good research can be done by only those who are of beautiful mind and beautiful heart. But if you are only a person of beautiful mind, then definitely that research is not going to solve the problems that are arising in respective field of knowledge. And that's what is happening in social sciences, in medical sciences. We are not able to solve the problems. We are just somehow managing the problems. And that should not be the objective of research. Research means we have to come with a concrete plan to solve that one. So please, whenever you are doing or writing a research proposal or a synopsis, at least you should have a touch of this qualitative aspect beside this quantitative aspect. Then we have this descriptive research. Of course, descriptive means whatever you have find out, just you describe it clearly. It is exploratory research. Exploratory research means that you have to go deeper and deeper. In fact, there is one famous quote that I would like to use here. I generally use that: what the data tells. Because we have the raw data. Data is everywhere. And data will tell a lot of things when you go for drill. If you go deeper, deeper, data will reveal a lot of things. Here again, the problem, I am telling you that, uh, let me briefly tell the three things here. In fact, all of you are knowing, might be knowing this one. There are three types of lies in this world: white lie, damn lie. White lie means complete lie. There is no truth in that one. Damn lie means partly true, partly untrue. And then the third lie in this world is the statistics. And out of these three lies, statistics is the biggest lie in this world. Now you may surprise that the subject statistics is so useful in the present era that every field of knowledge is using it, and the finding is supported by the statistical techniques and tools. Then why we are calling it a biggest lie in the world? The simple reason for calling statistics a biggest lie in the world is that it is just like a child. You can manipulate it to change your result, to change your outcome. And that is also my request to all the social scientists, the medical scientists, and the other researchers who are working in applied fields. Please, whatever the data tells you, whatever the information you are getting, just percentage. Even sometime, whatever your intention is to bring from the data, even if that is not coming, that is still a kind of research. It does not mean that sometime we can manipulate the data that no, I want to show this one. That is not correct. Let me here give you my one of my experience that when I was dealing with some master dissertation of the doctors, then they come with some data and told me that I want the analysis. I did, and I told him that this is the conclusion. Then the doctor told me that, sir, but I don't want this conclusion. Then I told him, then what do you want? Sir, I want this conclusion. Then I told him that that is not in your hand. You are responsible for collecting the data, and what the data tells, that I have to inform you. Then he told that, sir, but our objective will not be fulfilled. I told him, who cares about your objectives? Tell me that is data correct? He told me, yes, the data is correct. Then, even what it is telling, that is your outcome. Sometime maybe your objective is there, your objective may not be fulfilled by your data. Your conclusion may change. But please don't do that one. And here I would like to emphasize that I have examined several PhD theses in India and abroad, and I have seen that a lot of manipulations are going on in applied field just to fulfill your objective, just to fulfill your desired result. And that is one of the reasons that although day by day the new research are coming in this world, but we are not able to solve the problems. So exploratory data analysis or research means that we have to drill more and more and just put the information that you are getting from the data. So what the data tells, that is very, very important in the research. Next, we have the experimental research. Of course, this experimental research will go into the scientific field like chemistry, physics, botany, zoology, and this human behavior. Sometime we will do that. We have to do some experiment. And correlational research. Correlational research means that how the variables are related and what till now has been done, what I am planning to do, is there any relationship between that? So these are the types of research, but frankly speaking, we have the mainly this theoretical research, applied research. Applied research you will divide into this quantitative, qualitative, then go for the exploratory, experimental, and descriptive one. That depends upon the your objectives. Please go to the next slide. Yeah, this is also I have given the same. It is more clear like this correlation research, historical research, case study research. Sometimes see case study is very very important. Case study, particularly in the social science people, those who are working in psychology, sociology, they can go for the case studies that you take up a case and analyze it properly from different angles, and you will come out with a very good idea. And in fact, this case study research is particularly useful in counseling. That's why this is very, very important in this psychology, sociology, or in particular to find out the reason of something which are not known by anyone. And of course, there you have to go with the both aspect, that is qualitative and quantitative. Then other is a casual comparative research. Of course, you have then experimental research. The same thing I have done here. Please go for the next slide. Now the here comes the a statement of the problem. That actually what is your problem that you want to work out. That is very, very important. So once you select the title, you will go for the this a lot of research, a lot of literature review. Then you will decide that whether you are going for the theoretical research or applied research, and then their qualitative, quantitative, exploratory, something like that. And then you will come out with the exact problem. What is the problem? So you have to write it. Okay, this is the problem that I want to I want to work on. That is very, very important. And what is this? The problem? A statement describe the context and the context for the study, and it also identify the general analysis approach, should indicate why the researcher needs to be research to be done and what will be its relevance. That like in the beginning I told you, why, what, why, and how. So this why, whether this research has any relevance. If it has no relevance, then there is no question of doing on that one. Convey the information about a research problem. Next, please. Literature review. In fact, why we are going for literature review? Literature review means that first I will get some problem and I will see that is there any literature available on that one, because that will give us the insight or the idea that what has been done till now, and is there any possibility to do more in this field or extend the work. In fact, to do a very sound research or to write a sound proposal for grants, this literature review is very, very important. According to my experience, I have observed that even some of you might aware, those who have PhD thesis guideship, that in many theses or in many proposal, there is a lot of lacuna in literature review. If the literature review had not been done properly, then definitely your proposal or the synopsis will lack something important. Not only this, you will not able to get the idea or about the research gap, that you have some problem what has been done. If you are not having the proper literature review, then you cannot identify the gap between the problem that you are identifying and what you have been done. And once research gap is not identified, then how you will go for the objectives or why you are doing that. So literature review is very, very important. And there I would like to give my suggestion to the young researchers that who are doing that. Please, once you have decided about your title, you have identified the problems, then go for the thorough research review. Don't think that it is time taking. Even if you are going for continuously 6 month literature review, that will be very, very helpful, because from there you will get many problems, many gaps you will identify, and that will help you to come out with a good proposal, and that proposal might be accepted for good fundings. At the same time, that proposal might be accepted for your good research in the future. So this literature review is in fact to be done keeping in mind the two aspects, that till now in that area what has been done by different researchers, how their research are correlated, what are the shortcomings, and those shortcomings will give you the idea for what you can do. That we call what can be done in the research gap. Okay, next please. Yeah, here there's a diagram is there. You can see that the broad context, that uh, why this area is important, then main challenges, then you have state of the art, that is what is the modern challenges in that one. And then you have analysis and criticism. Of course, the analysis will come once the data is available, and then you have the research gap. So these are the structure of the literature review that I was talking you, that the broader context, then you have the main challenges, then state of the art, that is modern challenges, analysis and criticism, research gap. So once you have identified all these, then you will go for the next part. Yes, please, next. Now here is the research gap that I was talking. See, the research gap is a question or problem that had not been answered by existing research. So the literature review is important to know the status of the existing research in that particular area. Okay, and from there you will find that what are the questions that had not been answered, and that is the your research questions. Then research gaps can arise due to a number of reasons, including outdated research, a new idea, or a lack of research on a specific population. So these are the things that you have read. Now, identifying research gaps. Review existing research, analyzing limitations, that what has been done, what are their limitations. Then you have look for disagreement, because while doing the research gap, you will do literature review, sorry, while doing the literature review, you will find that there are a lot of disagreement between different researchers. And this is of course in coming in the social sciences, and or you can say then in applied research, there is always a question of disagreement. Now it is you who have to use your own wisdom that what is the correct one. So one more important point I would like to say, that while doing a research to solve the societal problems uh, in applied fields, you need wisdom. You need wisdom. Your that you call said you need your own intuition. Unless you have a wisdom, then it is very difficult to go for a fruitful research to solve the societal problem. And as in the beginning, I told you that the basic objective of research is to solve the societal problems, whatever the field is there, either through the new research or through analyzing the problem from different dimensions. For example, let me deviate here from the main field, and particularly this is useful for the social science students. I always ask the social scientist that please tell me the answer of the question. Every day, new rules and regulations are coming in the society, and every day new theories are coming. Let us say about the crime or the women's problem. Then are we solving the problem? Not at all. The problems are increasing. So where is the problem? The problem is that the person who are responsible to implement it, they are not using their wisdom, their own intuition. Or let me give you the clear cut the reason that. Please listen it carefully. That is very important point that I am going to discuss. Whatever you are thinking, whatever you are feeling, and whatever you are speaking, if there is no proper coordination between your thinking, your feeling, and the speaking, that the word you are speaking or what you are telling, then definitely there is a problem. And most of the times, what is happening, that I am feeling something different, but the same thing I am not telling, either in writing or in verbal. Even whatever I am thinking, due to some reason, I am unable to express that. Then what is the problem? The problem is that about the situations or the research that we are doing is not going to solve the problems. Because the wisdom depends on these three things: your thinking level, your words, that what you are speaking or you are writing, and the third is your feeling level. If these three are not coordinating, then definitely the research is not going to solve the problems. So never afraid to say what the information you are getting. I think you might agree with me that particularly in the social sciences, in medical sciences, or any type of applied research, the data manipulation comes from there. That people will hesitate to write something which is coming in the form of conclusion. They will deviate it from the true path because their intention is not to show that one. And my suggestion is that research, instead of solving the problem, it will create the problem. So please always listen to your intuition, whatever intuition is there. Even my suggestion is that even several people have done something, and if your intuition is saying that no, that is not correct, this is correct, please be tough there. There nothing harm in expressing that one. Sometime, maybe today people will not agree, but a time will come that people will agree with that one. Yes, that is the correct one. Or in another sentence, I can say that never be hesitant to be the outlier in research. Never do the research just to satisfy some people or to satisfy a certain group. That is, if I do that, people will happy because that is coming on the pattern that has been done. Because a real researcher, a real thinker, they will never go with the crowd. They will take a lone path, whatever the consequences there. And that research only will go for the solving the societal problems. So here I have mentioned everything: review existing research, analyze limitations, look for disagreement, consider emerging trends. Next, please. I think this is a types of research gaps. I have mentioned here. You can see a slide little. Can you make it bigger, please? No, 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 no. Next. Yeah, this one because it is not readable. I don't know that. Yeah, this is all about the research gaps. There are several types of research gaps. Here, let me. One is sometime related with the population because what research has been done for one population might not be true for the another population. Just like if someone is doing research in banking industry, so whatever the information that you are getting from the data available by the State Bank of India, that might not be useful for those who are doing research for the uh, other banks. Similarly, someone who might doing research to solve the problems of the Tamil Nadu on the basis of some particular problem, and the same research has been done in other states. So exactly you cannot do that one because uh, the structure of the state, the size of the population, the behavior of the people, uh, and so many things are different. So the population gap is important that you have to do. Theoretical, of course, gap is there. Uh, then you have this knowledge why is there. So there are different types of gaps. One is theoretical gaps, empirical gap. Then every techniques has not been used. The population gap is there. So all types of gaps you have to identify. The next, please. Objective of the study. So once a literature review has been done, once your problem has been identified, uh, literature review has been done, the types of research that you are going to do, theoretical or applied, based on the gaps, then you will come with the objectives. That what are the objectives that you are going to do. Here also let me emphasize that sometimes even one or two objective is more that is more important than describing so many objectives. If you see some thesis, you will see that there are 4, 5, 6 objectives, and most of the objectives are very related. So here I would like to say that one, two, or maximum three objective is enough in any proposal or in any synopsis. So I have written here that The general objective of the study is test what researchers expect to achieve by the study in general terms. Okay, that your outcome based, then this is very important and pivotal section, and everything else in the study is centered around. The objective status should be specific, achievable, and measurable. Too many objectives to be avoided. Even just one clearly stated relevant objective for a study would be good enough. Okay, so objectives should be precise, to be achievable, and very clearly and focused one. That is very, very important. And that will come from the literature review and the area. Yes, please, next. Research problem of the hypothesis. Sometimes once you identify the objective, then you have to go for the hypothesis. Hypothesis means what? A statement of the problem that you want to uh, verify based on the data. So there in statistics, we have the two types of hypothesis: simple hypothesis and composite hypothesis. Of course, in composite hypothesis, uh, people are not using more because that is dimension related. So let me simplify it more. The null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis. And alternative hypothesis in social sciences or in applied field, people are calling it the research hypothesis. That is, whatever the research you are doing, that you keep under the alternative hypothesis. For example, null hypothesis is hypothesis of no difference. That is, the status quo should be maintained. And whatever you are feeling and whatever you want to test, that keep under your alternative hypothesis, and opposite to that will come under the null hypothesis. For example, somebody have done a crime in the society and case has been filed in the court that yes, Mr. A is a criminal. Then do you think that the judges will accept that one? Judge will say that no, he is not a criminal. Now you have to generate. It means that you are telling that he is a criminal. That is the alternative hypothesis. Or you can say that it is a research hypothesis. And the null hypothesis is that no, he is not a criminal. Now you have to provide enough evidence using data to prove that yes, he is a criminal. Means that you have to reject the null hypothesis that he is not a criminal. The moment you are rejecting the null hypothesis, your alternative hypothesis, or you can say the research hypothesis, is automatically accepted. And then you have proved your statement that yes, he is a guilty. So the basic idea here is that whatever you want to prove or you have a belief, that you keep in the alternative hypothesis, that is your research hypothesis, and bring the evidence to reject the null hypothesis. So this will be corrected. Here also, I have observed that many people have problem in identifying the null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis. So simply you remember that the moment you have decided about the objectives and accordingly you have the belief, whatever the belief you are have or whatever the outcome that you are expecting from the data, that you keep in the alternative hypothesis. Okay, and opposite to that or the complement to that will come on the null hypothesis. Then with the data you reject the null hypothesis. So research hypothesis is a hypothesis of your belief or the outcome that you are expecting will come under the research hypothesis. So here that is very, very important, particularly in the business, economics, commerce, social science, psychology, that you have to identify, because certainly you are going to bring something to prove, to show that yes, this is the correct, this is the outcome. So that should be in the form of a hypothesis that we call it research hypothesis. Research hypothesis is nothing but it is the alternative hypothesis in the language of statistics. For example, let me say that there are two theory existing about available to solve the societal problem. And as a researcher, you are trying to prove that no, method B is better than method A. So your research hypothesis will be that method B is better than method A. Then what will be the null hypothesis? Method A is better than or equal to method B. Then you reject the null hypothesis, then your theory of the research hypothesis, that is your statement, the claim that you are going to prove will automatically be accepted. So this is very, very important. Okay, research hypothesis. That is whatever you want to prove, that keep in the as a research hypothesis. Okay, next slide, please. Of course, the problem is there, the hypothesis is there, then methodology. That what are the techniques, tools, and how you are going to use that all will come under the methodology. That is, all the formula, the techniques, and how you are going to analyze, all are the parts of the this methodology part. This is also very, very important, particularly in the social sciences. Even the way you are collecting the data, whether you are collecting the data using a statistical technique or non-statistical technique, that is a part of sample survey. Particularly in the social sciences, people are using this convenience sampling, that is non-probability sampling, to collect the data. According to their convenience, they will collect the data. And then accordingly, you can use the statistical techniques to go for the analysis. That all those will come under the methodology. So of course, the methodology will depend upon your objectives, then the nature of the data, and what you are expecting to do. Okay, that is very, very important. So here research methodology is a way to systematically solve the research problem. It may be understood as it is a science of studying how research is done scientifically. It is necessary for the researcher to know not only the research methods, techniques, but also the methodology. Yes, please, next. Here I have given the difference between the methods and methodology, and it is very clear, it is not very difficult. Like you can see that I have given the methods implied by a researcher to conduct the research, and the way you are using it, that is comes under the methodology. Different investigation techniques will come under the methods. Entire strategy towards achievement of objective will come under the methodology. So methodology is the overall process from defining your population, the way you are collecting the data, the techniques, that all you are using, that will come under the methodology. Okay, next please. Yeah, here I have shown in through the trees, and if you see it, if it is visible, then I have showed it that methods and methodology means the more you go, the deeper. If you tree the root, then it will give you the insights that the more deeper you go, then you will get the more insights. Okay. Yes, please, next. Now here tentative chapterization, or the final how you will do it, like introduction, the chapterization, or even the proposal, how you will conclude it, then background information, then research problem or the questions, objectives of the study, significance and motivation of the research. This will come under the first part. Second is literature review. In the literature review, what will come? Overview of the relevant literature, key theory or concepts that has been used till now, gaps or controversies in the literature, that is the disagreement part, and theoretical framework. This will come in the second, that is literature review. Next, please. Then, of course, you have the design, sampling design, that is the how the population has been defined, how the data has been collected, and what are the data analysis procedure has been obtained. Next, your result and analysis. That is how you are going to analyze the data. Once the data has been collected, if you are working on primary data, then how we will analyze, of course, according to the objective, the nature of the techniques or the tools will change. For example, let me give you here a brief example, that if you have one dependent variable and there is one independent variable, then you can go for the simple regression. But if you have one dependent variable and several independent variable, then you can go for the multiple regression. But again, if you have a several dependent variable, several independent variable, then you have to go for the multivariate regression. So it depends upon your objective and the way you have collected the data. Similarly, there also, as you are all are aware that, for example, if you are using the simple linear regression, that is one dependent variable, one independent variable, like height and weight. Weight depends upon the height. And if you have find out the correlation coefficient of suppose 0.5 between height and weight, then the square of this one is 0.25. That is coefficient of determination. Then what is its practical significance? That if you are using the simple regression, that the weight of a person depends upon the height, then the correlation coefficient is 0.5, a square of this is 0.25. It means that a 25% variation in the dependent variable, that is weight, is explained by the independent variable, that is the height. Then what are the other 75% variate? It means that there are other factors responsible for the weight. Let me clarify this one to a more contextual way. For example, there is a very burning questions nowadays in the social sciences, that if the parents are educated, if you are putting your child in a very good school, if you are keeping a very good tutor at your home, if you are providing quality food to your child, providing all conducive environment, then your child will be very intelligent. So intelligence will depends upon several factors. Suppose you have identified all these factors, you have fit a regression line, you have find out the multiple correlation coefficient, and suppose that is coming out to be 0.8. Then if you go for the square of this, then you will get 0.64. It means that the 64% variation in the intelligence of a child is explained by all these factors that you have considered. Then what about the other 36% variations? So the value of R square, that is coefficient of determination, should be closer to 1. In fact, in reality, it will not come to 1, but it will near to 1. Then that we say that, yes, our assumed regression line is better. And these are the factors responsible for the intelligence of a child. So that is very, very important, that according to the nature of the data, nature of the variables, nature of the objectives, you have to decide about the statistical techniques. Then you have this, of course, the discussion. Then you have interpretation of the results, comparison with the existing literature, implications and significance of the findings, limitation of the study. sometime, we should be very clear about explaining the limitation of our studies. As I told you in the beginning that uh, a person of beautiful mind but not a beautiful heart will hide so many things in their research. They will not clearly mention about the limitations. That is, they will fascinate their findings in such a way that sometimes the real beauty will, the real outcome will get lost. So please don't do that one. Be honest. Even in the beginning, I told that even whatever my objective is there, that is not getting fulfilled, but that is still a kind of research which might be useful for the others today or tomorrow. So these are the parts of your findings summarized in these five chapters. Of course, according to your objective, you can go for different paper, but these are the main parts that you have to go for that one. Next slide, please. Then, of course, you have to go for this presentation of findings, contribution to the field, recommendation for future research, references, citations of all sources, that is from the literature if you will get it, and then appendixes if applicable, that is which cannot be directly given there, you can give in the appendix. Particularly in the this research publication, this is very very important. Even when you are writing a research proposal, some of the points you can give in the appendix, that is that can be substantiated something, but it cannot be come in the main part. So these are the parts. Next please. Here I have given you the diagrammatic view. Here you can see that how it will be structured. The first is the abstract. Abstract means that what you have intended to do and the findings there. That should be short, that should be clear. Generally, while writing a papers, this is very, very important. Most of the papers are getting rejected, or most of the proposals are getting rejected on the basis of this abstract. If your abstract is not very clear or very scientific, then automatically they will not go into the detail. Just from there, they will say that no, there is no substantial things in this one, or this is not going to substantiate what the author is thinking about their title, and they will get rejected. Then you have to go for the introduction, and introduction is nothing but what have been done in that specific topic. That is a kind of literature review. There you have to go. Then you have to in the introduction section, that is out, then literature review, and then you have to methodology. So here the most important point is that introduction, that is what is your problem, how you will proceed, and from here you have get the data and what is your motivation. Or in one sentence, let me tell you that in introduction section, the most important point is the motivation of your research. Once the abstract is defined, then you have to explain your motivation in the introduction section. If you go for the reviewing of the papers, most of the papers sometimes lacks this motivation. So one of the comments from the reviewer is coming that motivation is not clear. That is why you are doing this one. So that should come in the introduction. Then your literature review, and after that you have to go for the methodology, that how you have defined the population, how the data have been collected, what techniques and tools you are going to use. Then you have to go for the key findings after the analysis, and then additional results. Sometime, as in the beginning I told you that once you are going for analysis of the data, then you should be smart enough to use your own wisdom. Because through wisdom, once you put your own wisdom on the results or the analysis of the data, then that research will be a wonderful research. So that I am here writing it in the form of additional results. Then you go for the conclusion, and once conclusion is over, then you can go for the future direction. Because once you have done a proper research, then you know very well that what are the limitations of research, and from that limitations you can go for the future direction of research, so that those who are interested in your field of knowledge, they will focus on the limitation of your study, and your research will be a milestones or a guiding principle for the further research. So future uh, research is very very important to be mentioned in the your thesis. Okay, next please. Now, of course, the points comes in the references, and I think references is not very unclear thing. Everybody knows that how we have to. There are different ways to write the references, like a PA style and other things. So here I have mentioned that a reference should include authors' names, title of the work, name of the publication, such as journal or conference, date or year of publication, page numbers, volume, and edition. In fact, whenever you are writing the references, these all should be clear so that people should get that in which journal the paper is published, whatever the volume and issue number, whatever the year, what is the page numbers, that should be clear. Of course, that differ from the journal to journal. They have the different way of referencing that you will get it. Yeah, next please. Now here we have this one. What are the importance of that one? That is shows how you use the work for the others to develop your own ideas and arguments. So the finally, after all doing this is very important that how you are putting your ideas or argument in a convincing way. It helps reader find the original source and helps avoid plagiarism. Plagiarism is very very important. You know that nowadays. Sometime you will see that the paper or the proposal that you are writing, it has a lot of plagiarism. Means that you are taking the idea of others more than what you want to do. So that should be avoided. There are many different ways of citing resources from your research. The citation style sometimes depends on the academic discipline involved. This already I involved, like American Psychological Association, that in the people are using in education psychology, and in fact in science people are using, and there also it's differ from journal to journal. And this MLA have modern language association citation is there, and other things are there. Of course you will get it easy. Next page. Yeah, this I have given some references that how you can cite it. Next page. Yeah, so thank you. So let me summarize what I said to all of you. Please just I will take not much time. The first is that after seeing some problems in your area of interest, you will go for the detailed literature review, keeping in mind your problems. And once the problem is identified, then you will go for a lot of extensive literature review from the existing literature, and from there you will see that the problem that is identified, how much research have been done. So that will give you the idea of research gap, and from research gap you will come to the objectives, and once objectives are identified you will go for the methodology, and there again you will go for that either you have to develop some theory, or whatever the theories are existing, that the same theory you will use to analyze the data. And of course summary and findings. Here there are two important problems. The problem is the population must be clearly defined. Second is that the data should be collected in such a way that it should be the representative of the population. That is, sample should represent the population. One line I told in the beginning that statistics is the biggest lie in the world. It is also in one sense that our sample is not a representative sample of the population. That is the population in which we are interested. It is not representing the whole population. For example, a very simple thing I am giving you. If someone is visiting Tamil Nadu and at the airport or the railway station, if they are meeting 5 or 10 people and they are asking that how are the people from this state, and suppose these 5 or 10 people, either they will say very good or they will say very bad. And if I am generalizing that uh, opinion of the people, that if all the 10 people say that yes, people are very good, and if I am saying that all the people of Tamil Nadu are very good, then do you think that my conclusion is correct? Not at all, because the person whom I am getting the information at the railway station or the airport, they are not the representative sample of the population. So nowadays, in the social sciences, particularly the applied field, the major problem is the sample size. The two things important here, that the sample should be representative of the population, and we have sufficient number of samples from the population because it is the samples in which my study is going to be proposed. If sample is too small, or if the sample is not the representative of the population, then my whole conclusion is going to be a waste. It will not be be a good research. So that should be, and sample will be according to your objective. Of course, in statistics, there are different formulas to be used to decide about the sample size from a population. And all the formulas are based on different assumptions. So you should be very careful about the assumptions. So these are all these things, and of course I also told that, but that is not in the slide, about the fundings. At present, there is no problem of fundings. What I have observed that the government of India, and there are so many organizations, they are ready to give the fundings if your proposal is clearly reflecting the problems that you have identified and how you are going to solve that problems. That is, if your proposal is concrete, that is properly identified the problems, you have explained everything, that how you have come to the problems and what are the methodology and techniques you are going to find to solve the problems on the basis of samples, and samples are representative of the population, then there is no, like a Indian social science research is there, UGC is there, Department of Science and Technology there, Historical Research Center is there. So there are so many funding agencies. Fund is not at all a problem. The problem is the generation of ideas. And one more important, let me tell to all of you that there are three things important. One is that the management of things, that any clerk or the peon can manage that one. Then comes the management of people. That is the main objective of this management program. And the next is management of ideas. And out of this management of things, management of people, management of ideas are the most difficult one. And in the present era, those who are able to manage the ideas, or those who are passionate about their ideas, they will be the leader, they will be the champion. So in the research, the most important point is that your ideas. Never In the beginning, I told that the moment you are getting some ideas, but that idea are not matching with still what have been done, or many may not agree, but your intuition is saying that no, this idea can be workable. This I have to. Please go ahead with this, and that idea will give you a important findings, and that will make you the champion in the world. One example I would like to say that when I initially went for my PhD in Patna University, I asked my supervisor that I would like to work on the continuous distribution. Then he frankly told that already much work have been done, and I think there cannot be done more work in continuous distribution. Then I told him, sir, is it not possible to propose some new continuous distribution? Then he told that no, it is not possible. Then, frankly, he told that you can do on discrete distributions, and I agreed. But that was in my mind that no, today or tomorrow I will work. So, from 99 to 2003, I did on a discrete distribution. I got my degree. Then, 2006, I went abroad. And the day I got my degree in 2003, I decided that now hereafter either I will propose a new distributions or I will not do any research. Then from 2005 to 2011, I did not do a single research. Always I was thinking about that how I can get an idea to propose new continuous distributions. And to your information, during that 7 8 years of my always being inquisitive inside, from 2012, I got so many ideas. And till now, you might go through that one. I have proposed so many new distribution and which several people of the world are doing their research. So please come out with a new idea, new theories, and that will revolutionize the world. So this is from my side. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I have some minutes because from 8 o'clock again I have one meeting. Please.
Thank you so much, sir, for keeping all of us engrossed throughout the lecture. It really helped us to magnify our knowledge in the best possible way. We have few questions in the comment section, so shall I proceed reading it?
Yes, yes, please share it.
Yeah, the first question is, if for any topic literature review not available or is very less, then how can a researcher proceed?
Yeah, if a literature review is not available or yes. In fact, this for this I will use the word wisdom. See, the wisdom means that whenever you are going for the research on idea where literature review are very less, then in fact it is related with the spirituality that what I am using. Morning and evening, the morning when you get up, please just ask what can be done. Is it possible to expand this work? Ask from yourself, wait for the answer. In the night, also before going to sleep, you ask, okay, I have this idea. I am not getting the proper literature review. How I can expand this one? How I can get more insight on that one? Then you will get it. And why I am telling you that, you might have heard about this Einstein, Newton. They have worked on the area where literature review was very less. So, in fact, every knowledge is within us. And for that, generally, I used to tell to my students in the classroom that those who are always asking the four answer of the four questions, morning and evening, please just 10 minutes you give. Number one question, who am I? Why did I come on this earth? What are my unique qualities? How can I serve humanity with my unique quality? So the major problem with the good research is that we are not able to identify that what are my unique qualities. And once I find out my unique quality, then I can think that what can be doable. So in the short, where literature review is less, just sit silently morning, evening, ask yourself that how I can expand this one. wait for the answer. Or the next important point I am suggesting to my research scholar that write your problem clearly on a piece of paper. Read it regularly, you will get the insights. The technique that I am telling you, that ask yourself or write the problem clearly, you will get the wisdom from inside, either in the dream or all of a sudden while talking with the people you will get the idea. So that is my suggestion to the next question, please.
Thank you, sir. Next is, what are the common reasons for rejection of research proposal?
Pardon me, what are the?
Common reasons for the rejection of the research proposal.
The one reason is that your what are the common reasons for rejection of research proposal? Yeah, research proposal means that your problem is not very clear. Number one. Number two is that the proper literature review has not been done. Second, next is that your objectives are not clear. The third is that the budgets that you are preparing is not suiting to the funding agency. Either it is too much high or too much low due to not identifying the real problem and objectives. So they will reject it. Next stage, please.
Thank you, sir. The next question is, what to be done if the null hypothesis is getting accepted? Should I change my questionnaire? Change the objective?
No, 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 no. Never, please. Let me tell you here. When the null hypothesis is, what will be done if null hypothesis is getting accepted? Then there just you change the your tone. That there is no sufficient evidence. There is no sufficient evidence to reject the null hypothesis. But don't change the uh, questionnaire, please. Okay? Because that is a manipulation. Never do that one.
Okay.
Yes, whatever
Thank
the data I have collected, my data is not supporting to rejection of null hypothesis. Then what shall I do? But don't change the objectives. Next, please.
What is epistemology?
What is?
Epistemology.
My epistemology. Yeah, that is a, it is related with what, why, and how. It is a deeper exploration. It is one kind of research. Right now, I cannot give more emphasis on that one because it's related with more of the philosophical aspect of research. But of course, what, why, and how are related there. Yes, please.
One last question, sir. Which is the best sampling method to collect data, probability or non-probability?
It is the probability sampling. Probability sampling. Of course, there are simple random sampling, but simple random sampling have limitation that every unit of the population should be equally important, or of the they are homogeneous, but that in reality that is not possible. So probability sampling is better, but there are certainly difficulty in that one. So in the social sciences, people are going for convenience sampling. Whatever the sampling is easy to collect. For example, sometime there are some questions on which you cannot go for the probability sampling. You have to go for the non-probability sampling, like quota sampling, this convenience sampling, purposive sampling. According to your purpose, you will get. Is there any
Thank
more
you, sir.
question?
No, no, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So please conclude it because 8 o'clock I have one meeting and then.
Yes. We have now come to the end of the session. Without any further delay, I take this opportunity to propose a vote of thanks. Being thankful and expressing gratitude to all who have been instrumental in this successful outcome of the event is an essential aspect of every program. First of all, I'd like to give glory and thanks to the Almighty for making today's session a grand success. We deeply indebted to thank our management, Dr. K.B. Rajmohan sir, K.B. Arun sir, K.B. Krishnanand sir, and I would like to extend my gratitude to the principal, Dr. Anita Rajendran, who has shown a tremendous support for the session. I would like to extend my gratitude to our esteemed guest speaker, Dr. Rama Shankar, for spending your valuable time and insights for us, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Uh, I extend my heartfelt thank you for to our department head, Dr. Anubala Suresh, for her stewardship, and all the faculty members of the Department of BCom ISM for their able guidance. Last but not least, I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to all the participants for their active participation and keeping the session engaging. Thank you so much once again, all. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. So, shall I get out now?
Yes,
Close?
sir. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Thank you. God bless all of you abundantly. And if there is any more questions or more clarification, please feel free to write to my email. I will respond it. And I'm extremely sorry for the technical difficulty in the beginning. Uh, Maybe some more highlights I should have been given, but there is some problem. So for that, I'm extremely sorry for that. Okay, thank you very much. God
Thank you, sir.
bless
Thank you so much.
the college and the research scholars, and my blessings are always with the young minds to come with the new ideas. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.